while the thing's going.
Yeah.
Okay, so I seem to be able to like minimize it and put it in the back without causing any issues, so that's good. All right, we're streaming. I think. Are we streaming?
Yeah. Let me double check. Yeah, we are.
Oh, I
Yeah, we
gotta
are.
change the title.
Oh yeah, please do that.
How do I change the title? Sorry, I'm so new to this.
should be on this. Should be on the settings. I gotta turn on my camera. Stupid. That's on me. Do, 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 do.
This is ridiculous. Okay, edit stream info. Found it.
Someone said it might be.
I don't know. But I heard the screen is frozen on my end though. So screen frozen?
Yeah, it looks frozen.
Sorry about that. All right, fixed it.
There it is.
Yeah, I just gotta remember not to alt tab.
don't alt tab it. Don't alt tab it. That's a way.
Oh, we did it. Maybe we did it, bro.
All right, guys.
I'm happy for you, bro.
Welcome.
Is it alt tab? It's
what?
still alt tabbed on me. It's still alt tabbed on my end, bro.
Fucking damn it! Oh my god! I just want this to work. Okay, hey there, everybody.
There it is.
Guys, I'm really proud of y'all. We made it through an NBA season, and
I know, we did it.
Didn't like there weren't like nothing horrible happened. I don't think.
I know. I don't think so. I think it was all good.
Did anything horrible happen?
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, the Celtics made the NBA Finals. That was pretty horrible.
I mean, that's pretty bad. But
so I want to first of all congratulate Steph
Curry.
Oh my god!
We gotta introduce everybody, man.
Hi, my name is Dan.
Yeah, right. You know the vibes, everyone. I'm Miggy. Welcome to Nephew Howard's. You know the vibes. Dan already introduced himself. Bull who chose to remain nameless is also here. But yeah, Dan, what were you saying? What were you saying about congratulating everybody?
I wanted to congratulate Steph Curry, especially because, oh my god, he averaged 31, 6 and 5 on 62% true shooting.
Jesus Christ, is really?
That's like not fair. That shouldn't. Oh my god! Like I know we were memeing like, oh, Wiggins Finals MVP, and don't get me wrong, Wiggins was amazing, but
right.
Steph Curry, oh my god! You know who was not so great was he's only 19% from the field. I mean, PG 13%. I mean, fuck, what was his name again? Let me check real quickly. Let me check my list of names. Let me check my list of names that this guy's name might be. Jason Taysund. Let's see what else. Kobe Bryant, turnover T-Mac, Asen Tatum because he's got no J. Jason Latham, but like I gotta give some credit to his sidekick, No Handles Randall. Sorry, I mean no Deananobi. I mean Jaylen Brown. That was his name. No slander for Horford or Robert Williams because they were actually really, really good all series.
Right. Jaylen Brown low-key showed up every game, though.
He did show up in the last game. I respect him for that.
But I know we have someone here that's an actual, diehard Warriors fan. Bull, I know you've been here and you've always been talking to me. You can talk your shit now. Go for it, man. It's all you, bro.
I don't want to talk too much shit, but I just gotta say, bro, like
this is for you,
I don't even believe it because honestly, coming into this year, I mean, I felt like Western Conference Finals was like the the most that this team could go. I really didn't even believe in them for half the season, but I started getting a lot more confident when, like in the Nuggets series, I just saw the ball movement, everything. The Grizzlies series was a little scary at times. That 50-point loss was terrible.
What was
But
that?
I
I don't even
know.
know.
No one
That was
knows.
bad. But I gotta just say also the Drake album. This Drake is fucking dog shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is it actually?
It's like one dance like 4 times in a row
You're
already.
lying, bro.
Yeah, he's really. I mean, this is gonna do numbers. Let's be real, but
Right.
it's terrible. But I mean, dude, this is a
No
great. Yeah, I mean, I just gotta shout out
way.
Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, bro.
Facts.
Andrew Wiggins, I think, was probably the most important player in some of these games, and even like what he did with Tatum. I mean, you got to give him some credit. Just can't say Tatum choked it.
He
He
put
was
Tatum
playing
in
great defense,
prison. The
dude. Yeah, he
Northern
was. I
Wall,
mean,
like, it was
he looks like
disgusting.
he looks like
You know,
Kawhi Leonard the way he's elevating into the shot contest.
I'm
I mean,
not.
he
right.
looks crazy.
That's not an exaggeration. He was so good this game. Like I can't overstate how good he's been all series.
Right.
He also averaged like 18 points, which pretty good. He's
I,
actually I think the
you
second
know,
leading scorer for the Warriors.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I genuinely thought Wiggins might actually win Finals MVP for like the past two, like I think the whole series, because I know he dropped like two straight double doubles, and he's like literally decent. Like I don't know, man.
But
Like Steph,
the
Steph had like a
things that Steph was doing in the first four
right,
games, it was
right,
and also game 6. He had one bad game, let's be real. Steph had one bad game and that was it.
right. But that's what I'm saying. Like
They won
Wiggins
anyway.
was like Wiggins was consistently out there hooping, right? And and so like after that game five, I genuinely thought that like he actually might steal it and run away with it. That's what I'm saying.
For
So
I'm sure he got some votes, like for like he
oh yeah,
got, you know,
for
the
sure.
Van Vliet votes. I gotta
No.
say that I was just so impressed with the way he played, and like I gotta say, Draymond was not great for most of the series. In Game 6, he was amazing, like phenomenal.
Right. Like that's what I'm saying though. Like I don't know. The fact that I don't know why the Celtics kept continuing to decide to
They're young;
just
they'll be back. Like
no, but like you would think that they would drop coveraging like almost every time they would pick and roll with Steph,
like
but you know
I'm not saying you have to run janky bullshit on every possession, but come on, try the box and one once. Like,
that's
come
what I'm saying.
on.
I'd say they do box and one. That's what I was saying.
Uh, no, you're absolutely
Right.
right.
And the fact that I mean they didn't even I mean I don't know like they didn't even try to trap him like they didn't even try to trap him like at half court.
Thing is, they tried
Um,
different sets, but like when they tried the different sets in Game 5, Wiggins went off for like 26 and 13.
right. And I mean Bull can attest to this. Like he's watched the Warriors more than we have. But I mean again Wiggins was literally the second best player on the team. Clay sadly like low key looks kind of
Yeah,
washed like
Clay.
half the games.
I mean, come on, dude. Game 6, Clay was a no-show today. I don't know if you guys saw it. It doesn't matter because we won, but Game 6, Clay was 5 of 20 today, guys. I mean,
Jesus, I thought he was
I'm
like
glad we won. I'm glad we won. That's all that matters. But I think after today, Game 6, Clay might have to lose some hype because it was a pretty bad
It
performance.
was like
I
I
just
mean, literally in the fourth, I wanted him bench. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I thought that having Looney instead, Gary Payton, I felt like that was better defensively. We were up by 10 points. Let's just play
I
defense
don't
now. Let's just
I don't
get
know what you're
stops.
talking
right.
about. You know, Gary Payton's a power forward. He doesn't play the same position as Clay. He's a 6'3" power forward.
I don't know, man. Like, uh, I give all praise though to like the Warriors young guys. Like we'd hype up the veterans and Steph and Dre, and I guess Clay for like that one game he went off even though they lost. Even though again Clay looked to ass like half the series. But you got to give it out to Gary Payton and Jordan Poole
Amazing.
for yeah, like when their number was called, they delivered. Right, Gary Payton again. Gary Payton put on like a game 6, like Oladipo, where he had more point or more steals than points. Like like father, like son. Like the Warriors needed him to play defense, and that's what he did. He played defense, right? Um, Jordan
Everyone who had
Poole,
to show out for the Warriors showed out. Everyone did.
yeah,
Everyone
big
showed
time.
out.
Kevon Looney, even though he's been there, again, when they needed someone to rebound for him, he showed up. Jordan Poole needed a bucket off the bench, and he showed up.
Needed a
Right.
buzzer beating third quarter
Shout out to
enter.
shout out to all the baddies in the in the crowd, so that so so Jordan Poole can pop off, but that's what it is. Like you gotta you gotta also give respect to Bob Myers for putting this team together. Low key, like some of his moves that he did, in the past were kind of sketch,
The
but
Wiggins
he still
trade,
made.
in hindsight, might go
Yes,
down as one of the best trades ever if Kuminga turns out like if Kuminga it ends
I
up
think so
being
too.
like Dominique Wilkins Jr. like some people think he's gonna be, then like one of the
Right,
best trades ever. Because D'Lo's,
right.
I think D'Lo's worse than Wiggins,
I mean, in the right culture, I think so too. I,
and
th-
I don't want to even be like, oh, what could have been with Wiggins, but like Wiggins was the second best player on a finals team.
right.
I objectively that is like he was great. He performed beyond expectations. He finally used all that amazing natural athleticism he has, and he just dominated on the defensive end. Like he was phenomenal.
It's just, and I mean, again, Bull can probably attest to this,
Yeah, man,
but
talk more. You're like you know everything. Like
the Warriors, like, it's more the fact that the Warriors are, have like they have the winning environment, right? They already have the expectations. You know that Steph, Clay, and Dre are going to be on your ass if you don't do anything, right? And so again, they shaped Wiggins because if it's kind of like one of those things where it's if you don't do anything, you're just you're just not going to do it.
well, look,
Like you're just going to get traded. Like that's how it is.
if
Uh,
Wiggins had been drafted to the Celtics and Tatum had been drafted to the Timberwolves, they would have switched. Like basically they would have switched. Like that they were both kind of these they had some Kobe wannabe itis, but they were like 6'8" athletic forwards. It's like you should not be
right.
taking these ridiculous mid range shots and fadeaways. It's like, no, well, Andrew Wiggins contributed to this team by doing exactly what he's amazing at, which is playing defense and high flying, like athletic, just insanely. Like
In the
honestly,
mid range, don't forget the mid range.
hmm?
His mid range game, insane all series long. He also was hitting some corner threes, big time in a day. He hit some corner threes. Also, I mean, you got to give a shout out to, I mean, Draymond Green, game 6, he was probably
He
the
showed
third
up.
best
He
player
was
both games. He was his defense, dude. In the fourth quarter of game 5, dude, he
I'm
was
sorry, but
lock up. This game, lock up.
I respect like coming to Boston, having not a great series, and just putting on a clinic, both ends of the floor, kicking ass, taking names, making Jason Tatum look like Dante Exum. It's like eh,
Right.
phenomenal.
I, and again, like it just ties back to the fact again we wouldn't have seen Wiggins do this in Minnesota, and
Absolutely not.
Dan said, like if you if Wiggins was drafted in like a scenario where they can actually develop and build an actual winning culture, he would have shown like who he like this already.
Now,
right,
and I will say, if Tatum had been drafted to Minnesota, he probably would have only averaged like what 34% from the field in this series and like 100 turnovers in the playoffs. Like it would have been Oh, he did that. Oh my.
right,
Oh, whoa. What he had 100 turnovers and was 35% in the finals. And the thing
right.
about Tatum that bothers me is he's this amazing physical specimen. He's this dominant player, and all he does is like stand around like he's a guard on the perimeter. It's like, dude,
Right.
you're 6'8". Go to the basket. I think Steph had more layups than you in this series.
Hmm.
Like,
Like,
what is wrong with you? Like, go to the basket. All of your amazing talent and skill that you have, it means nothing. Just go to the basket. You
I
are
think it's. I
faster
think.
and stronger than almost anyone in the NBA. Just go to the fucking basket. Sorry for swearing,
I,
children.
it's fine, but like, I think. Um, I just think it's funny that like I don't think it's funny. It's just more so the memes of like Tatum posting the "I got you" for Game 7, but now all the edits for it are like coming out. Like,
Dude, I'm sorry. I fucking
I don't
hated
know,
that. Like
man.
bull. Oh, you texted. Like, shut up, man. Did you even know Kobe? I
He
have.
did. He did. He trained. He trained under him.
It's like
Legit. Like he did
good for
train under
you, but
him.
it's like what you texting. Like that's so corny, man. I
Right.
couldn't. Maybe it's because I didn't watch a whole lot of basketball back when Kobe was in his prime. I don't really have that connection to him, but it's like
Right.
that just seems so corny. It's like it's goofy, it's
You know what else
corny,
is corny,
it's
bro?
hmm?
What's up, bro?
You know, it's corny. The new Drake album. It's corny as hell. I'm not gonna lie
I
to you,
Is it
haven't
man.
actually
listened to
really?
it yet. I haven't
I
Dude,
haven't
listened
I,
to
listened
I
to it
was
because I'm
hoping,
here.
I was hoping we would get something like, if you're reading this, it's too late. Like just straight rap bangers, bro. It's a singing album. It's Jack Harlow stuff. It's
You're lying.
H&M music. It's summer hits.
You're
I'm not
lying.
even lying. Look in the chat, guys. Is it not H&M
No
music? This is stuff
way.
you hear when you're at the mall shopping.
No way.
This is
Stop.
mall music, bro. This is mall music.
No way. I'm gonna play this on my phone. Keep going.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But I mean, I just gotta see. It's a
No
dance album. Yeah, it is a dance album,
way.
but it's not like good. I mean, I thought one dance was a little catchy. It got annoying, but this stuff is kind of not it. But let's talk about the good stuff, man. I
No.
mean,
the good
Steph Curry,
stuff.
man.
The
The
like,
good stuff is Steph Curry.
dude. Like I
31,
know people
31
like, oh
points.
yeah, Wiggins finals MVP. Sorry,
I
continue.
look. I don't know. I was on the Finals MVP train for Wiggins for the memes, but
No,
no, seriously, Steph.
Bull, what were you gonna
Steph.
say? Sorry, I cut you off.
I was talking about Bolt. What are you
No, I
talking
didn't
about?
say anything. I was just saying about Steph Curry, man. 30 points a game against that Celtics defense is
Again, like
Marcus
it's
Smart, or were you, man?
I
bro. Marcus Smart like pisses me off. Like, and he's the guy that like you cheer for him if he's on your team, but he pisses you off and
a
feel like you're
guard is
playing against
never
him.
gonna win DPOY again because of what Marcus
Like,
Smart didn't do in the
bro,
finals.
come on, man. Like, you can't be like. I, and I think a lot of it, like you can blame off like the Celtic scheme, right? Because again, you're forcing him and like the other guards to do something because your big men have to drop. Like, I mean, unless you're Robert Williams, because Robert Williams is a god at blocking shots. Because that's something like the fact that he blocked like several threes this series is like unheard of for a lot of like shot blockers. Because you only see that at the rim, right? But like Marcus Smart got like cooked. Like almost the whole entire series, and
Wait,
like
what happened at the end of the game when Curry hit that dagger? Uh, Smart dropped down and he was just staying on the ground. I don't know
I
what
think
happened. Anyone catch
I think
that?
he got cup checked. I think he got cup checked.
You know when? So there's like I forget what game it is. There's a game where like if you press it, your character will kind of just ragdoll in place, and that's just what Marcus Smart does like on every possession. Like is he just kind of ragdolls in place? And sometimes he gets a foul
Is it
because
like the QWER ASDF or whatever it is?
yeah, no, it's like Marcus Smart is basically like the Quap, like the basketball version of Quap, where he just kind of
Oh,
flops
that game. Yeah,
around
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
eventually the ball goes in.
Right,
Like
right.
I
It's
just Gang
it's
Beasts.
just
That's the one
it's
I'm
just the
thinking of.
point. It's just the fact that he just keeps. I don't know. I think it's the flopping.
He doesn't
Like,
need to do it like it's one thing if you're like a shitty player but like Marcus Smart's not a like he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to
right,
do that. He'd be good without it. Like I and again, like, you look at Embiid, it's like he's good without it. He's good without it. Lowry, well, he's old as fuck now, but he used to be really good even though he was a flopper and
right. And I don't know. I just when Marcus Smart actually tries on defense, like when he doesn't try to flop and he doesn't try to you know complain for the call, like he plays great defense. I'll give him that. But like when almost 90% of the time you're almost like flopping, like come on, man. Like I don't know. It's just bad basketball in general. Like several times during the series, I just got like super annoyed that it would happen because it's like, dude, that's not like it's not a foul when you go up and like like no, like you're midair and like no one's on you, but you still somehow got the call or like what you call it. His feet are still moving, but he still somehow got the charge, right? And he only gets the charge because he throws himself like 10 feet, to the crowd. But one thing One thing I do want to, and I'm glad I think the NBA is kind of getting rid of this, is like the take foul for sure. I mean, yeah, other than the fact that it kind of ruins like a lot of like what the fast breaks and everything. Some of it was kind of like it could hurt someone because like one play, like again, he didn't hurt anyone. Like he didn't get hurt obviously, but like
remember that
when you're
time
pulling somebody,
that Dennis Schroeder did a take foul on OG Anunoby and then OG
right?
Anunoby suplexed him.
Or like when, yeah, or like when Tatum
It
was
was the
pulling stuff. So I'm
greatest
like,
play of
again,
all time.
like it's not dirty, but like I mean, it still looks really like you could still like you know I don't know. It's just it is what it is. But I don't know. Any like last minute takes on the Warriors and the Celtics on here before we kind of like talk
Otto
about the
Porter,
future.
bro.
Oh, hype up Otto
Shout
Porter.
out Otto Porter.
Hype him up. Hype him up.
Because
Let's
he
hype
he
up Otto
played. I
Porter.
mean, no, it's because in the third quarter, you guys recall, Al Horford was just turning into Kevin Durant out there, and then Porter kept us in the game by just exchanging threes. Like it was looking like Celtics could take complete momentum, but Otto Porter hit some big shots this series, and he played some decent defense too. I mean, this whole team may not have as much talent on paper as every other team, but the way they played
Right.
as a team, that defense, the way the defense was run, the coaching, that's one of the best like defenses I've ever seen, honestly, in the fourth
Right.
quarters, especially going off.
And I will say that
No.
I think the Warriors. I don't think that the Warriors faced difficult competition as difficult as the Celtics on their way to the finals. However, the Celtics did not face a defense as good as the Warriors on their way to the finals, and that ultimately was their undoing.
I don't know. I think Miami's defense was pretty solid. I just think
I
that
just they
they were
did
just
not have
slower and could not execute better
Offensive
than
firepower than Miami. Nah, Miami just doesn't have enough
right.
firepower.
scoring.
Butler,
But the
soft
defense
Bam
was there for
Adebayo,
Miami,
No, you're right. The defense.
injured Tyler Hero.
Look, with
right? Like what Bull's saying.
I'll rephrase. The Nets. Sorry, Miggy, but they're not a good
Right. I
defensive
mean,
team. They're not a good
I'm not
defensive
gonna deny
team.
it. We aren't because you have three midgets out there like playing defense. Like you
The
can't have
Bucks.
three Smurfs.
The Bucks are honestly a good defensive team, but again, not enough firepower, especially with Middleton out. Heat,
Right.
very good defensive
They're
team,
just
but
old.
no
Firepower and old.
offense. Hmm?
No firepower and kind of old. Let's be
Yeah.
real here. I
Jimmy
like
Butler real. Here's the crazy thing. Like I'm thinking about it. Jimmy Butler really like willed them to like a last shot decision, which is insanity. Like how did he get it
right.
that close? Given how
I
like
no one knows.
because
Like
we all watched the Celtics team. This is a good Celtics team. This is a really good Celtics team. and the Warriors beat them anyways. And they beat them in 6 games, and quite frankly, like, one
Won
of the
3 straight.
games. Mm-hmm.
Won 3 straight too. Don't forget that. I
Yep.
mean, they said
That's
they couldn't
true.
lose back to back. Back to back, they said impossible.
No, they,
Three
they they
straight,
didn't
they
lose
did
any
it.
games back to back. They only lost
That's
games back to
true.
back to back.
That's true. That's kind of
That's true.
that's true. But I think what it comes down to was that the Warriors kind of pulled what the 2014 Spurs did, and it was that if we all remember, like 2014 Spurs, like Tim Duncan's old, Manu's old, Tony Parker's old, but what they
Tim
did to
Duncan
win
didn't
was that
average 30 on
no,
62%
but
true
the point
shooting.
was like if you look at if you look at the Warriors roster and the Spurs 2014 Spurs roster, right? There's a lot of similarities. You have your old core, and then you have young players, and like Kawhi back in the day, and in this case you got Poole and Gary Payton, but you had the young talent to kind of fill in the gaps, right? And what the Spurs did was that they just out executed the Heat, right? Because we all knew the Heat were younger with prime LeBron, sort of prime D Wade, sort of prime Chris Bosh, right? They're kind of about to fall off the cliff, right? And they're still more athletic. And what happened was, the Spurs, we can't keep up with you, but we'll make every right play and play efficiently, and that's what the Warriors did, right? They, Steph, Clay, Dre, they're getting old, right? And you have Jordan Poole and Gary Payton to kind of and I guess Kevin Looney too to kind of like keep the energy up. And what happens is
Wiggins.
again, and Wiggins too, right? Like they do the same thing. They out execute the Celtics. Like, look, tonight I think the Celtics had 23 turnovers, and I know like the Warriors were a turnover machine as well, like 16 or 17, but still they still made their offense efficient. They still executed on defense and got the stops that they needed. Same thing in Game 6. Only 7 turnovers to 18. Game 5, again, kept the turnovers low, got good looks, out executed the Celtics.
I
And,
will
and that's
say
just
this. Like, the one flaw with the Warriors, like, they kind of look like they're fucking around out there sometimes, like making these behind the back passes. And it's like, and that is usually what leads to turnovers. Is like, it almost feels like they don't take all games seriously. Like, this feels like the
right.
Warriors knew they were going to win the series the whole time. I think game 1 shocked them into kind of like, okay, we have to take this team
I,
seriously. And
right.
from that point on, I don't think that I don't think that they were going to win this series. And I wrongly thought that, like, I thought the Boston Celtics were defense was going to be able to lock them down, but Steph Curry just decided to average 31 points on 62% true shooting, and you can't really do anything about that cuz he's Steph Curry. 44% from 3 on like
Right.
a bajillion attempts per game. Whoops, Steph Curry doing Steph Curry things.
I mean, Bull. I mean, I don't know. Like again, you watch the Warriors more than we do. My point of view, I think you just out executed Boston from what it was.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, yeah, that's what I saw out there too. I was just like, I mean, Boston's a more athletic team. They're a bigger team.
right,
I also think the experience the gap did show a little later into the series,
right.
specifically like these last 2 games, put in kind of Boston in uncomfortable positions. I really think the inexperience showed. I mean, Tatum, bro, the fourth quarter today again, just it almost looked like he didn't even care. Like if it was a regular season game with no meaning, it was a 10-point game, whatever. You know what? We'll go on to the next one. There was no game after this. He didn't play with a single bit of urgency like a real superstar would. That's why disrespect to the real superstars forever putting Jason Tatum on that list. He's not a superstar. He's a very good star. He'll be back. The Celtics are a great team. They'll be back, but he's not a superstar. I just gotta say
He
that. I mean,
was, oh my god,
I
he was
I
so
think
bad this series. Like, he was
I
awful.
I I agree. I think it's more so the fact that everyone. I mean, recency bias is a big thing. I think it's a big like thing that's prevalent in the NBA media, which kind of sucks. But I don't know. Like, is Tatum a top 10 player? Probably. I don't know. Like, I don't want time to think about like
I don't
lists right
really
now,
care about. I think people are too obsessed with
but
rankings and
right,
distinguishing between
but
star and
people
superstar. But Celtics fans
people
need to decide: are they going to talk about Tatum like he's one of the best players in the league, or are they going to be like,
they
"Well, he's
thought
only
he's like
24 years old"? Like, make up your mind. You
they
can't do
said he was
both.
like better. I think after that one series win, they said he was better than like KD. They started saying that he was better than like Giannis for some reason. I don't know. Celtics fans were on a whole different
In
level,
fairness, he did
and
put
obviously,
KD in prison. He did put KD in prison.
I mean, look, the whole entire Celtics defense put KD in prison because like they played like double him every single time. But that's what it was. But like again, like when a lot of the media members that we all know, like are Celtics fans, the pro Celtics narratives are going to be out there, right? And it's not to say that like Celtics, Jason Tatum deserves like the praise. Like I mean, this his playoff run was pretty great, you know.
His finals was terrible,
Like,
though.
but yeah, his finals and he's got room to grow. I think he'll be back
I
eventually.
What I
We'll get
attribute
back, but
that to is the Warriors have better wing defense than the two teams they faced, and
that's very
it's not
much
that
yeah.
it's
There we
not
go.
that the other teams have bad defenses, but with Middleton out and with the Heat being the Heat, they just didn't have enough firepower to beat
Yeah.
them.
Right,
No,
right.
Middleton being out, man. I'm gonna stick to this, but I do think that if Chris Middleton's healthy, they beat the Celtics, they beat the Heat, and I don't know if the Warriors
I
could beat
think
that team. I mean, seriously, the Middleton changed everything because
right.
that lack of scoring sometimes just showed. That Bucks
It's
team will be back too, though. No worries about them.
The
it's that
Bucks team will be back, although you do got to consider like Middleton and Drew are getting up there in age. But again, it's like Giannis is Giannis, and Giannis can probably carry a
right,
much worse team much further than he did this year.
right. I think so too. Like, look, I mean, like again, I'm not trying to discredit. Like the Celtics do get fuck the Celtics, but like they do
No,
deserve some
they
praise for
deserve a
what
lot of credit because
they
they had
do.
one of the best
A lot of credit,
defenses, the best
right?
playoff
And a
defenses
great
ever.
turnaround since the All Star break, right?
They
And
they had they
so,
had the best playoff defense since 3 years ago. Go Raptors. It's like I
but
that
like that's the thing. Like
it
I
pisses me
feel
off.
like
They're
their
like, oh,
past,
this generational defensive team. Like they were not even the best generational defensive team like the past couple years. Like, pump the brakes. I know we
I
faced
think,
DJ Augustine as their best player in the first round, but like, come on.
like I just think, like I mean, think about it. Like again, they did sweep Brooklyn, but again, Brooklyn was dealing with
Wasn't the point
Katie.
differential like 17 points in that
Yeah, it was like
series?
the closest series the Celtics had because any game could have gone either way. But you know,
I'm putting some of that
afterwards,
on Nash, to be honest. Like, I just do not think he did a good job coaching in that series.
James Wiseman is an NBA champion. James
I
That's
think
Wiseman is an
true.
NBA champion.
you see that he was
He's
you
an
see that
NBA champion. NBA champion.
James Wiseman in the back looked like the guy who got an A for not doing anything on the group project.
Jer-
Yeah.
James
No, but this
Wiseman
is
is the
crazy. I
Jeremy
mean,
Lin of this
we
year.
we
Oh
won the
gosh,
championship. We won the championship with our number 2 pick on the bench the whole year.
Jesus!
We have a
I heard he's
future
gonna
if we
be
can still get this guy developed.
That's the
summer league,
crazy
and
thing about this. Sorry, go on, Mickey.
he's gonna be in the summer league, and I'll be there to see it.
Oh,
But
awesome.
to kind of
Bless you.
finish my point, but like, look, even though it was the closest series that the Celtics faced, and again, I'm giving them all the credit in the world for the playoff run they had because again, they had the biggest turnaround since the All Star break, right?
Amazing
But
turnaround.
you had again Seth Curry playing on one leg, Ben Simmons has a bum back. Um, Obviously, you have a bunch of four under 6'5" guys trying to guard Jason Tatum going down. But again, still a close series, and they out executed Brooklyn. That deserves a lot of respect. Milwaukee, like you guys said, Chris Middleton's not there.
I don't
That
want to
changes
play this
everything.
game though. I don't want to play this game because every
I'm
team
not,
that
but
has ever made it that
you need a
far,
lot of luck, and like
every
as good as the
championship needs
Celtics,
luck. Every championship
right?
needs luck. Like, I'll be
As
honest
much
with you, the
as
Warriors were in a relative like the Warriors had a pretty easy path to the finals. It's not that they
yeah,
didn't work hard to get there. It's not they didn't play good teams, but they had a much weaker path than the Celtics did, even with all the injuries the Celtics were up against.
and that's what I'm saying. Like the Celtics, as much as they still was able to get them there, they still need a lot of luck to get there. and that luck kind of just ran out. And
Yeah.
the Warriors,
The biggest
came
break for
through.
the Celtics was the Middleton injury for the
Big time.
Celtics, and then for the Warriors, I mean, I think that the Sun series would have been really dangerous, but of course they collapsed like never before. But that's a really good
I'll talk
team.
about that later.
So,
Oh my
you
god!
know,
Once Luca gets he doesn't even need that much help. He needs like one
We'll
fringe
dive into
all
that.
star, and
Right.
he'll, that dude scares me in the playoffs. Uh, what does he average? Like 34 points per game in the playoffs, or something insane like that.
he'll be good, and Christian Wood is also going to be pretty decent. But
Right.
I mean, next
Well,
year,
I mean, we're about to dive
let's
into
talk about
that
next year. Yeah,
because we've kind of analyzed a lot of what we could for the final series,
I will
but
say one
you
last
know
thing.
what's that?
Robert Williams needs to get healthy. I don't know, because he
I
is
think so
so
too. Yeah,
important for
big time.
them. He's clearly so important, and he should
Right.
have been the DPOI. But anyways,
But yeah, obviously we know we're knowing how fast this league goes. We're already thinking about next year, right? But so looking forward, who you guys think is contending, for this next season? Who do
like
you think is going to be in the finals next season? And again, we're kind of seeing this pre-free agency, pre-draft, but we're going to assume for this exercise, for all intents and purposes, they make the moves necessary to go for a championship. Who on paper do you think makes it?
let's say I don't know, it's a crapshoot this far out. Let's
And
say
you're
I don't
right.
know, Warriors Sixers. I don't know.
I I think from the West, I think the Warriors. Obviously, I think they can come back. You know how Joe Lacob is
It's
spending money.
the thing is, it's they have to be the default pick because the Suns.
Right.
The Suns had me fooled and then just completely proved themselves to be total and utter
I don't think
frauds.
the Suns are going back. Yeah, I don't think the Suns are going back. I don't think so. I
Like
think
I don't know if they can that is a thing that shakes your team to its very core and not in a good way. Like when the
mm,
Warriors lost in 2016 or when the Raptors lost in 2018 or when the Heat lost in 2011, a bad loss can actually help a team in the long run. But
and they
that was
didn't.
not that kind of loss because they had a 2-0 lead in that series. They were massively favored going into game 7 and
Mm,
they were down 30 at halftime. And I'm counting them.
right.
I am sleeping on the Suns and I'm sleeping soundly. Jazz
And
sleeping soundly. Nuggets, I have no idea what their health situation is.
no.
And
Okay, I think
Clippers,
what were you saying, Bull?
Clippers, bro. I don't know if you guys
I'm
brought them
on
up,
that.
but that,
I'm
that
on that.
team's
Yeah, I was
scary.
about to bring them
I
up.
That team's
I was
scary.
about to bring them up.
when
Yeah.
the Clippers were healthy in 2021, I thought that team was going to win the finals. And
They could have won. Yeah,
They could have won.
Kawhi stays healthy. They might have won the finals. They took Suns of 6 with Paul George putting up pretty good. I mean, they have they're going to be one of the deepest teams again, and then they're going to have a
Mhm.
healthy Kawhi
and they
back. They
have a
almost
better
made
team than
the
they've
Right.
playoffs
had
this time.
over all of the years so far. Objectively, because they have
Oh
Powell
yeah.
and Covington now.
I think if there's a team that can dethrone Golden State, it's going to be the Clippers. Because that defense is just if the Warriors' defense was good, then the Clippers' defense is going to be I think better than what we saw with the Warriors.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think so.
I would
Look,
love to
Kawhi,
see
PG,
Warriors
Powell,
Clippers.
Covington.
Powell's
I
not
that
look.
defense is going to be.
I'm sorry, guys. The only reason people think Powell's a good defender is because he was on the 2019 Raptors. He's an okay
Yeah, no, but
defender.
he's
He's going to be
good.
he's going to be around a lot of good
He's
defenders
gonna
now
be a
again.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think other than Reggie Jackson, I don't see any negative defenders in the lineup.
There's no weak points, and I think that's one of the
Right.
reasons that the Warriors ultimately ended up doing so well in the series is because they don't. Steph is an average defender, and he's also probably their worst defender. Is it full stop?
Who did you say was the worst defender?
Steph is their worst defender, but he's an average defender.
Yeah. No,
Probably.
Jordan Poole is.
Well, yeah, Jordan Poole overall in the rotation, but as far as starters go, it is probably Curry. But it doesn't. I mean, he's still a plus defender most of the time. As long as when he's not getting switched, but he has very active hands.
I'm
He's getting a lot
sorry.
of good
When Al
collections, etc.
Horford was like alone on the island with Steph Curry and just would not go to the rim, and it's like, dude, he
Yeah, that
is
was
so much shorter than you. It's like, what are you doing, buddy?
But I think Clippers are going to be a serious, legitimate contender. I think they can actually make it to the finals finally this year, or well, next year. Um,
Healthy Clippers, I
I
think, are the.
I disagree with the Nuggets take though. I disagree.
I just don't know their health situation. I don't know their health situation.
Right.
And I don't
It's
know what
just
the hell is with MPJ because he was crap before, even before he got out for the season. And I don't know if that's because of his injury. And it's like, I don't know what their situation is. I'm
it's
not
not
going to
because
pass
of the.
judgment on them.
I mean, because you get your Jamal Murray's going to be back for sure because he took the whole year off to rehab the ACL.
I hope he is
Right.
back, and I hope he plays for the
So
Canadian national team, even though I know he probably won't.
with in a vacuum, I think Denver can genuinely be a contender. If and
Denver
again,
Denver should have
I
been a
think so.
contender last year, and then Jamal's injury completely fucked him. Now, granted, they
yeah,
lost to the Suns
Right.
in 4 games, so I'm like, maybe they're not a contender, but who knows?
yeah. But listen, bro, I think a super early prediction, hoping that Kawhi stays healthy this year. But I think as of now, the super way too early crazy call is that the Celtics are the team. I mean, the Clippers are the team to beat next year in my mind. And I don't think
Mhm.
I mean on paper that team is loaded,
Right.
very deep. Gonna have Kawhi back. PG finally looked like he could start playing good in the playoffs. Got a little bit of confidence. The team's
Mhm.
deep. I mean, shoot, they're gonna whoop the Lakers. That's for sure. Unless the Lakers pull off something great.
They're
I,
gonna
I
try
don't
and
think
make
that
the Lakers like out to be a contender again,
I
and
don't think
they're
the
gonna
Lakers will
fall
be.
short again.
They're not.
And like
They're not.
LeBron James will probably average like 40 points at age 40 or however old he is, and it's like it still won't be enough.
They're not gonna. There's not enough unless like somehow Plink is actually a genius GM. There's no way.
Unless he does the trade that he should do, which is Westbrook and 2 first-round picks to the Pacers
Oh,
for
Dan, you need to fix the screen because apparently it's zoomed in.
sorry.
No, you're good. But I I think my four from the West. I think Golden State, obviously, Clippers, Denver, and I think the fourth one would be Dallas. I
Thank you
think
for not saying
literally
Utah. Thank you for not saying Utah.
no.
What
Utah's
about
fucking
the Suns?
disgusting. No, we see what they know.
What about the
They're gonna choke
who?
in the playoffs. You know the Suns are gonna choke the playoffs again. Like I'm not gonna fall for that again.
They're not gonna lose DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul's a year older. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, like I'm
Yeah, that's what I'm
sorry.
saying. Like
The Suns have lost. Like I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt when they lost to
right.
Giannis. You guys choked a 2-0 lead to
I
the Dallas Mavericks with Jalen Brunson as their second best.
and they
Honestly,
didn't
probably
even
not.
have a legitimate center. Like that should have been like the excuse for DeAndre Ayton to like feast, and they didn't feed
It's like,
him.
and their big flaw, and this is a flaw I think with Monty's coaching, which is I feel bad because he was coach of the year and deserved coach of the year this year, but like he actually
Mhm.
deserved it last year, and he got snubbed for fucking Tom Thibodeau. He got like the same way Nick Nurse got it in 2020 after Bud won it in 2019, and then Bud got his clock cleaned in the playoffs by Nick Nurse. It's like the same
Right.
thing. It was like an apology award.
Like I genuinely thought, like, look, like I'm not like the biggest fan, but I I understand. Like, look, if you win 65 games, like you've got to be pretty legit, right? And I gave him like you said, I gave him the benefit of the doubt because you win 65 games, like you must be doing something right. But then all of a sudden, in Game 7 on your own home court in front of the hose, you get slutted out, right? Like there's no way you come back from that. And the fact that DeAndre Ayton's leaving and like depending who they get in return on a signing trade, I still don't think like it's enough. Why?
Yeah,
Because you're gonna have CP3 choke again. Devin Booker probably choke again. and it's the team's going to get expensive because you got to pay a bunch of people, and knowing that Sarver is a cheap owner, they're not going to do it. That's what, and that kind of goes to to me why I dropped the Suns for Dallas is again. Dallas thought they needed an actual center, and they went in Wood isn't the greatest center, but he's like an actual upgrade from Dwight Powell.
It's a big upgrade,
right? You can still play him. Yeah, you can still play him, but it's like you actually have Christian Wood who can space the floor a lot better.
You have we got a new guy. We got a new guy.
I can't see.
Shit! Is that the Suns fan legend?
It's Kevin.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
We were just talking about the Suns.
We were just talking about the Suns, yeah.
Oh yeah, man, we suck ass. Let me tell you about the Suns, man. We are fucked.
We said that we're not buying because we listed out the 4 contenders in the West, and we said Golden State for next season. We said Golden State, Clippers, Denver. If God willing, their health is okay. We said Dallas. Off the fact that Luka Magic is literally a god at basketball. Ridiculous. And just needed an actual center. We dropped the Suns because we just we just can't believe it anymore.
Yeah, this tank for Victor Wembanyama is going to be crazy. We suck ass. Bye bye Ayton. Losing him for a second-round pick and Karis LeVert. It's going to suck. Really excited to go back to the lottery. Devin Booker not going to sign a Supermax extension. He's gone too next year. JaVale McGee gone. Mikal Bridges requested trade. Cam Johnson gone. Really excited for this next era.
Dude, come on, relax. It's not that
busting out of the NBA.
You'll be in the playoffs again, guys. Dude, come on.
You're still a playoff lock in my book.
You're still in a playoff lock, bro. But I don't think
you're still a playoff lock,
bro. No, it's all good, man. Just ready to start a new era of sucking ass. Took
Kevin,
a decade to get here, and it'll be a decade to get back.
Kevin, you're going to sign and trade Ayton. You're going to sign and trade
Ayton. Ayton for a second and Karis LeVert, bro. I'm pumped. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be great.
Oh, God. Okay,
how old is Chris Paul?
I don't know, man. Chris Paul he's at least 26, and that's too old for me. I need young guys back, and Chris Paul is just a little too old.
Legitimate question, Kev. Legitimate question. Because we all know DeAndre Ayton's going to get signed and trade. Who do you want in return? Legitimate, because we know Atlanta is one of the teams. Detroit's one of the teams. I don't know who else is going to be one of them. But in all seriousness, who's the ideal trade partner and for who? That you could be okay, maybe that's a good move to maybe move the needle a little bit, just a little bit.
I don't think we'll end up signing trading him just because I don't think the return will be good enough. Being realistic, but I do think that whoever he signs with will just match and wait till the free agents till the wave's over, because then once the wave's over, we can trade him for real. And so I think that if we don't get a sign and trade offer that we like, which I don't think we will, because sign and trades are often underwhelming, we just match the contract. He's a little upset, and then we just wait, and then we test the trade market for real. But if we were to sign and trade with Detroit, then
would you take Jeremy Grant?
Fucking Grant, I'm going to cry.
It has to be, right?
With this, I will send a video to our NBA General of me crying real tears and eating my DeAndre Ayton jersey. I will eat it. I will put it down my throat. I can't.
Someone clip that.
Of joy or sadness?
Someone clip that.
I think that Ayton is should be the pride of Phoenix, just because he went to high school here, he went to college here, and then he played here. And the fact that he's about to leave makes me so sad. And the fact that we might get Killian Hayes as a part of a fucking Ayton trade is going to make me sick to my stomach. Just because I know he's going to get thrown in there. I can just feel it in my bones.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know that he was a hometown hero.
Yeah, no, he played high school here. He played in University of Arizona, and then he got drafted by the Suns, and we're about to lose him. So it definitely sucks. But
that's
I'd rather trade
depressing.
with the Hawks because there's a bigger chance we could get John Collins. And if we were to do a bigger deal and swap Ayton and John Collins around, I'd be more interested in that than Jeremy Grant.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so if you can't, let's say John Collins isn't, the one, would you take a Capella swap?
No. No, Capella's
Okay. So it's like Collins for bust for you.
Yeah, just because what changes with Capella? Like I get that Chris Paul's lob god, but Capella had a really dog shit year off of Trey lobs, and Trey's a cerebral playmaker. I don't think that Capella gets much better if he were to be in our system. With John Collins, there's a chance. I don't even think there's a chance. I think that there's a good possibility that he would be better in the Suns uniform. But with Capella, he's aging, and also he's a center, so eventually these up and down years will stop, and he'll just keep going down. I think we might see that. So I'd really rather not get Capella.
So
would you? Okay. So
on the topic of the Hawks, because it's getting late, guys, I think we should move on. What about the East?
East wise,
because here's the thing: the East has had no clear favorite for the entirety of
Boston's for sure.
Ever since LeBron left, the East has had no clear favorite.
I think Boston for sure gets one. You have to include Boston.
But it could be anyone. It could be anyone.
Milwaukee, I think.
I
mean, it could be anyone, but let's be real here. It's gonna be Boston. It's gonna be Milwaukee. I mean, on paper, Brooklyn should be there if everyone can actually be on the court. On paper, Kyrie, Katie, and Ben Simmons with a bunch of shooters and defense can actually genuinely work on paper.
But we've had so many great teams in the Miami. East just not pan out because of injuries.
Right. And
I can't even say in good conscience that Philly should be up there because I know something is going to happen. I know that fucking Tyrese Max is going to get hit by a meteor or something. It's good. Something will happen.
I mean, no, I think that Embiid's actually going to ask out. I think that we're at the point in Embiid's career where he's 28
I don't think so.
and he doesn't. Okay, let's be really honest. Embiid doesn't have a ton of prime left. He's been injury prone to this point. He's 28. He takes a huge load on defense and offense, and he knows what's up. His position is super taxing, and these years aren't forever. And we just tried the James Harden experiment. What changes? What can you package Forkin Korkmaz and fucking Danny Green? He's gonna retire. Danny Green's gonna retire.
I mean,
what can you package them with Matisse Thybulle together for that brings in a return that's better than what it is? You already have no role players, and you're gonna trade your role players for one role player who will be better than fucking Forkin Korkmaz, but you're gonna lose more depth. I don't see it anymore.
Here's the thing about
to be
Philly.
fair too, there's a report too that Philly. I mean, the long term deal for Harden's kind of off the table from reports. And they're saying it's probably going to be a 3-year deal for Harden. So they're committed to the Harden and Embiid experiment,
which is horrible.
The thing about Philly for me is sorry, continue.
No, go on. You were saying I didn't mean to cut you off.
The thing about Philly is I just don't have confidence that team is going to stay healthy, and you got to remember how shitty the situation for Philly was cap wise, roster wise in 2020. They gave Horford a max for no reason. They gave Tobias Harris a max when he was really only a $20 million player at most. And Morey tried so hard to unfuck that roster. And I think he did a pretty good job in 2021. But then Ben Simmons decided that he was, he couldn't dunk over Trae Young because, he's Trae Young. He's the best defender in the league. It's and that's not something Morey could control. And I think Daryl Morey has had a series of teams that probably could have won a championship, but just collapsed for the stupidest reasons possible, 0 for 22 from 3, or Ben Simmons can't dunk over Trae Young. Sorry, 27. 27.
I mean,
not 20.
To be fair, again, I'm not trying to defend Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons generally choked that shit. But he was Morey's already trying to trade Ben Simmons to Houston for James Harden.
That should have been the thing that happened all along, quite frankly.
Harden was always trying to get, or let me reverse that. Morey was already trying to get, James Harden, and so again, he's Morey's literally attached to the hip with that guy, and so Philly, has to literally try to trade Tobias Harris, who, I mean, Kevin says, I agree with, no value.
Yeah.
None of these guys have value.
You can
Right.
trade Tobias Harris if you have like another person who's overpaid like on a bad contract, like what Wiggins was a
Okay, but so
couple
you're
years
just
ago.
swapping mid. You're swapping mid for mid. Like, what changes?
That's what I'm
I asked
saying.
the same question. What changes? You
Nothing.
swap like Tobias is a consistent 16 a night. Okay, so you trade for who? Like maybe like Kristaps, who's like another consistent 16, 17 a night,
I think
who's also
Kristaps is
consistent
probably more
unavailable.
than that, but also Kristaps next to Embiid is one of the worst ideas I've
It's
ever heard.
just like the concept. It's just like what changes if you trade Tobias Harris for another big contract? Like
And like Philly
nothing.
doesn't have depth after that. Like Philly literally does not have any depth anyway to begin with.
It's bad how like their depth is, they don't have any, and I see after those top four teams, which is Bucks, Celtics, Heat, and I guess Sixers. I guess we can say Sixers, and then there's
No,
also the
like
Nets. Like after those four teams, it's like there's a couple that are
there's a
like
bunch.
I can't really predict the outcome. Like Raptors and Cavs, I have no idea because I think they have a lot of young guys. They could go either way, quite frankly. I could see either of them being back in the lottery, or I could see them going to the conference finals. Like I have no idea.
Right.
Hornets, I'm sorry guys, I don't believe in the Hornets. I know they're a fun team to watch. They really are, but like I just don't have any confidence in them.
Right.
Maybe you can trade Hayward for for
Well,
Tobias Harris.
I don't know. I just think the Hornets are just stuck in like that mediocrity, and I don't think they'll ever get better no matter
Uh,
what.
You have to
That's
play
just
a
the
rookies to
reality of
get
it.
better. You have to play a rookies to get better. They won't do that, so who cares? Like
That's what
literally
I'm
just a
saying.
dead in the water team.
Speaking of
Like they
playing their
won't.
rookies, Pacers.
Oh, Bull, were you trying to say something? Sorry, I know you unmuted.
And I was just gonna say that I'm about to sign off, so I just want to make 2 points real quick. One
Yeah.
about the Warriors. Well, first off, we won it. Let's go celebration on.
Oh yeah.
So another thing is that James Wiseman made a post on Instagram with the trophy, and everybody's flaming him right now. It's kind of funny. They're
Hey,
like, "Bro,
leave
you're
him
not gonna
No
play."
alone. Leave him
way.
alone.
No
Yeah,
way. Send that.
Guys,
Can you send that?
he rehabbed all season for this, bro. Respect him.
he rehabbed
All
all
season.
season for this picture.
That's so
Um,
foul.
I
I just want to
respect
say the
it. I
party's
respect
on,
it.
and
The same way I respect
the party's
Jeremy Lin
on. Let's go.
for posing with the for the with the.
Gosh.
At least Jeremy Lin played a few minutes, bro. Wiseman did not
Uh,
put the floor a
Wiseman
single
played zero.
time.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
No, respect James Wiseman. He helped Clay rehab.
yeah,
That was kind of
Real,
yeah.
bro.
He
He was
That's
a
did.
so
rehab
He'll
funny.
be
this year.
back.
We
He'll
have
be back,
God.
and the future's bright. The future. This is not over. Wiseman will be back. Let's go. And I'm going to sign
That's
off for
so
now, guys. It was
funny.
nice talking to you all.
Hey, congrats to you,
The
Bull, bro.
Warriors
I'm
have
so
a
happy for
backup
you.
Enjoy
championship
the win.
team just waiting in the
I'm
wings.
so
It's
happy
not
for you.
fair.
Hey, Bull, I'm
Yo,
so happy
man,
for
we got it.
y'all. I'm happy for y'all. I'm so happy for everyone in the Bay. Congrats to them. I know I have a lot of friends. They're Warriors fans that are in the
Go
Bay.
party.
Happy,
Go fucking have
but yeah, I'm
fun.
happy. I'm happy for y'all. If you guys are seeing this,
Uh,
happy for all y'all. This. You guys earned it. But kind of just going back on topic. Kev, I don't know what you said for your four like East contenders. I'd say it's Boston, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Miami. That's about it for me.
I don't even
Like
think
on my
Miami
end.
will be back just because I think that Lowry is like. I don't think that Lowry is like can be chalked up to a down year. I think he's just old, and I think he's just not as good. Like, and that's okay. Like, it's okay
Right.
that Lowry's not as good as he was. And then Jimmy, like, okay, like the problem with Jimmy was I'm glad that he got it together in the playoffs, but god damn, he was horrible in the regular season, especially the second half. Like, oh my god, he was miserable.
I don't
And the
understand
fact that
Jimmy
he can't
Butler.
shoot,
I don't
the
understand.
fact
I
that he
don't
can't shoot, he's
understand.
not going to age well. He's I don't want to say it, but
Right.
he's a tough bucket merchant. And then as his athleticism continually decreases, he just won't be as good. And like I think what like Tyler Hero was getting like 13 to like 22 minutes a night in the playoffs, and they're about to pay this kid so much money for what? For what? You couldn't even play him bulk minutes when it mattered. Like I don't know. I don't. I think that they're like in a worse position than like I would like them to be in just because I don't know, like I think we saw the problem, like if like Max Strus is your option down the stretch, then things get iffy. And they don't have the cap to change much unless they dump Lowry. But like, what do you get in a Lowry trade?
Westbrook.
Not much. Like,
Nothing
yeah,
much.
and they have.
I mean,
to,
the
they have
Lakers
to,
can probably
they have
do
to pay,
something.
man.
I don't know. They have to
I
pay.
You
know.
get Tobias Harris. Woo!
They have to pay Hero for sure, but they also have Max Strus coming up, Gabe Vincent coming up.
Honestly,
They
respect
just have a
Lowry. He just
bunch.
wanted to go golf. Like that's what he wanted to do. He doesn't care.
I don't know,
Hey, bro,
He has
man.
them
Lowry, I don't
playing the
want to be there,
fast.
bro.
Like I'm sorry, but like fucking Pat Riley. Oh, the Heat culture. Like you just throw Lowry under the bus. Basically call him old and fat. Like he looks the
Yeah, bro.
same as he did for the Raptors. Like you knew you were getting an old fat dude. Like what are you? And he's
If I'm
playing.
Lowry, bro, I don't want to be there. The team owner just called me a fat ass in front of everyone, bro. Like, send me
Well,
home. I don't want to be there anymore.
I mean,
like that's so sad.
who do you send him to? Like, I mean, the Lakers, and like, I mean, he's not going to do good in the Lakers either.
He doesn't.
Oh,
Like,
he's not gonna do good anywhere. But like, if I'm Lowry, I just bench me, bro. That's like what Pat said about him was so fucking like vile for no reason. I don't understand it.
No, it's like it's not even like it
know.
wasn't even a critique of his basketball. It's just like, you're fucking fat. Like basically just called him fat. It's like he looked he looks basically the same as he did in Toronto for like the past 9 years, and he was really good in Toronto. And also, he had you playing the fastest basketball. He was the only reason your offense had any pace whatsoever. You have the slowest offense in the NBA last year without him.
Right.
I love the way you say Toronto. It's not Toronto. It's Toronto. It's fantastic.
Toronto.
I love it.
He's an actual resident.
I know he is. I know. I think it's fantastic.
Respect.
A real Toronto man on stream. That's crazy.
I'm gonna say finals is Warriors, but you know what? I'm gonna say finals is Warriors Raptors. Go That's Warriors Bucks.
Okay.
Man,
Red chats on live stream. I'm just gonna bias it. If we're biasing it, I'm gonna go Warriors Nets. I don't care. Let's be shameless. We're gonna be biased. I'll shamelessly say it. Warriors Nets next year.
I actually don't like. I'm not confident the Warriors are going to make it back again. I think they did catch a little bit of lightning in a bottle. I think the West is going to be better next year with the Clippers and the Nuggets and the Mavericks all improving. I think it's going to be a lot harder for the Warriors to get to the finals. But like,
how did the Mavs improve?
They got Christian Wood.
How did they improve? I asked you to tell me how they improved.
It was just
Mike. I sincerely believe. Okay, let me rephrase. They got Christian Wood and they lost basically nothing.
Like, okay, but Mitchell Wood, bro. I said, tell me how they got better, bro. Not Christian Wood. How did they get better?
They got rid of a bunch of guys who didn't play.
They got better on the sheer fact they don't need to start Dwight Powell. They got better on the sheer.
We're slandering. I'm sorry, Dwight Powell is not that bad. We're making I know he's not a starting caliber center, but he's not that bad.
No, but look.
Oh, but you traded for a guy who plays worse defense than Dwight Powell. Do you know how rare that is? Do you know how
But he's
bad
also
Dwight
not
Powell
the
is?
offensive zero Dwight Powell is either. Like they're trading.
My problem is how does this get better than Kristaps Mavs? Like Christian Wood is literally just a worse Kristaps. Like this is I don't know. It feels like we went backwards here.
I don't think Kristaps is better than Christian Wood at this point. I don't know.
Oh my God, he is so much better. He's a better rim protector. He's an elite rim protector. He had an elite rim protecting year again. He came back on defense. He plays less games, but if you look at Christian's game log, he's not exactly a career game player either. So I don't I don't know.
Okay, so what is your finals prediction, Kevin?
I think that Adam Silver pulls some strings, and Pistons Magic's going to be a movie. It's going to be really crazy.
I don't know how the Pistons and Magic are in different conferences.
Yeah. Like I said, he'll pull some strings, and Cade versus Franz will be a movie. I think that. Let me think about this. Let me think very carefully about what I'm about to say. I think it'll be. My homer pick is I have the Suns back, depending on what move we make, because they're going to trade for someone, but I don't have it honed on who yet, but they're going to trade for someone. Definitely not Vooch, and depending on who it is, they could be real contenders with said person, but if I'm not homering, I would say it's Clippers and Bucks. I think the Clippers are like almost like too good to fail at this point, unless it's on their own accord, and that's by like I don't know. It would be injuries, but they're too good to fail at this point. I don't know.
Norman
They
Powell
look
is one of
loaded.
my favorite players of all time, so I would be very okay with that.
Kawhi Leonard is a really good smiler, so yeah, he can get another ring. It's cool.
Can I just say, Wiggins, like when he smiles, he's like when Wiggins is happy, he is the happiest person ever. Like he's so happy when he's happy.
I love him.
He smiles like he's won a championship, and finally, Wiggins has won a championship.
Let's be real here. We know the real championship is going to be the Summer League championship. That's all it is. We know it.
I am so excited.
The mid-season tourney, bro.
You know, that's what it is.
I need Chet to drop like 80 in a Summer League game, man. Like, I need that.
I'm going to be there. Like, I mean, being 100% honest, if you guys, I'm going to be there. If you guys see me, don't say hi. No, I'm kidding. But
I'll probably be there too, Mickey. Don't worry.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'll be there for work. So.
Oh shit! Let's link up.
Okay. All right. Let me make sure. Let me see when my flight plans are, and we can set something up.
I'm down. Let's link. For everyone else, that's for anyone else, don't try to find me.
Yeah, clue me in on that though, because I may be traveling this summer.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You come.
I'm not sure.
Oh my god! Live nephew hours? No way.
I'm so down for that. Let's do it.
We're gonna be like in an empty room, like at a table, nobody there.
Let's do it. Because I mean, I'm just saying, like, once my clinical is done, and again in an undisclosed location, I will not reveal, because I don't want you guys stalking me, because people freaking stalking me. I'll be back for the Summer League, and we link up and we do this.
Maybe.
I'm kind of down.
We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what my travel plans are.
I mean, look.
The reactions to the Warriors winning the championship.
What's up?
Sorry.
I was telling Wise Guy, if he can make it to Summer League, he should, because Summer League's always fun. It's so
fun, dude.
The reaction, I gotta say, to the Warriors winning the championship, I can't believe how much of a relief the championship is for all of those long-suffering Warriors fans out there. No team should have to go more than 3 years without a championship.
So real.
I hate him so much for that.
I want to say
the thing I want to end on. The lowest of lows made me sick. Bro.
What's up?
We went through the lowest of lows. Shut the fuck up, bro. Just take the ring. I hate you.
You were bad 1.5 years.
I get it. Because he had to live through it. I get it. But from the outside perspective,
it's like, shut up, dude.
Because, like, bro, come on.
We got LeBronto 2 years in a row before our ring.
I stand Steph. Oh, he finally got his Finals MVP, so good for him.
Well deserved, by the way. No start here.
And again, I can't say nothing because, like, he's he lived through the whole everyone gets injured. They're literally
shut up though. But also shut up though.
So don't let this distract you from the fact that there's still an entire Hall of Fame career that separates Steph Curry and LeBron, and that this conversation will numb my mind for multiple months. While I scroll through Twitter and I see it's going to make me sick.
Well, look, if Steph gets to 40, 10, and 10,000, like 40, 10, 10, then we'll talk.
Here's my last point, and it's based off that. It's just like, if Steph winning this puts, if he wasn't already in the top 10 NBA of all time conversation, I think. But if you're comparing him as a GOAT to LeBron or MJ, please stop.
Please don't get a life, man. Get a job.
Please touch grass. I beg
There's 10 whole All-Star games that separate the two. Let's we can talk about this another time, because it's just not happening. But I do think that he can be put firmly 10th all time, 9th all time, and I'm not scoffing at it anymore. I think that it's completely reasonable to put him there, and I'm not before I had him and KD fighting it out for that 10th spot, but this rank for sure puts him at 10, I think. And it probably I don't know who it pushes out off the top of my head, but maybe Bill Russell or something like
that. Bill Russell's so hard for me to rank. He's so hard for me to rank.
I don't even know.
I will say I do want to end on this, and that's, I want all the Warriors fans out there to like I want you to enjoy this. You guys have 4 championships in 8 years. Every
That's a dynasty.
single fan base of every single sports franchise across any sport wishes that they were as dominant as the Warriors have been for the last
Oh,
decade.
big time.
And you
That's
better
a
enjoy
dynasty.
it because this might never happen again in your entire life. You get to watch
Nah, bro.
your team, the team that you root for, the team that you've rooted for a whole 6 weeks be the best team.
Oh my
I'm
god.
kidding.
You're such.
Bro, wise guy, you say that this may never happen again. This dynasty came right on the heels of the Giants winning 3 rings for San Francisco in 5 years, and then the Warriors just rode that wave and won 4 and 8 right after. Like this is just normal. Like San Francisco just wins. It makes me sick. Like this
They're
is
like
just
the Boston
they've been
of the
winning for 12
West.
straight
Like
years now.
screw them.
I shout out to the Bay Area.
Seriously, bro.
Like Boston
I wish it
fans
would have
too.
been the
It's like,
Warriors, man.
oh,
it's
I
the
wish it
new
would've been
era
the Warriors.
Spurs. It's the new era Spurs at this point.
No, well, the Spurs.
Like,
The
Yeah.
Spurs are different. The Spurs are because they had like the long haul because they had like a what 7-year period with no championships or something.
No, but what I'm
No,
trying
in
to
terms of
get
like
at
the
is,
winning.
like, yeah, this is the new era Spurs because
like,
They're
now,
the best.
this is
They're
the
the
dynasty.
best. They're the best. Like
yeah, it's like Kevin said, it's a dynasty. Like,
we haven't seen a dynasty this powerful since
the Spurs. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't even
That's what
know.
I'm saying. They're the new age Spurs. This is the new age Spurs.
They're
Yeah,
like
that's what
more
we're saying.
condensed than the Spurs, though. Like they're like more condensed, and it's like this is without KD, by the way. Like I want to make it very clear: the Warriors were still a championship team without KD. They always were.
Gosh,
I just don't think they beat LeBron those 2 times without him.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's actually
maybe I don't know.
I mean,
They probably
like,
don't.
you
They
had a
probably
finals
beat him in
MVP from 2
2018.
finals teams.
They
I
beat
don't
him
know,
in
man. Like
2018.
you take the finals MVP away from 2 championship teams. Like I don't know if they'd win those rings. Like
No,
KD,
they beat him
I
in
think that
2018. They beat him in 2018.
people
They beat him
like
handily.
I don't know, man. KD is like
2017
literally an all-time
they could.
level.
2018 they
2017
beat him handily. 2017 because they still had Kyrie. I don't know.
I don't know.
KD is an all-time great level finals performer. Like actually, like one of the greatest to play finals
But
games.
now
So I don't know.
is Curry.
Yeah.
This series, sure, yeah.
I don't think, but like
think,
Curry's never played against a defense this good, and he showed out. And I think it's just a fact. Like he was amazing in every conceivable. He did everything he needed to, and then more. He like, and this is against the best defense in the NBA. I don't think that's something that can be overlooked.
I'm
I would
not
have
gonna
to think
lie.
about if he's facing a better defense. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not
2019, the
gonna lie.
Raptors were really, really good, but like people are gonna be like, oh, the controller was broken. So was unfortunately Clay's ACL, which was quite tragic. But I think the Raptors still win that series, even if Clay's healthy. But
I'm not gonna front. I'm not trying to say this as a bias point here, but I think I really genuinely hope, and again, I'm not saying this as a biased fan. I'm just saying I really hope, because right now if you go on Twitter, Kevin Durant is like trending for for obvious reasons, right?
I hate that we have to pit greatness against greatness.
Right, and I hate that, but I genuinely hope, and again, I'm not trying to say this as a biased fan, because obviously I would love it. You can say it as a
biased fan. It's fine. We're not going to judge you.
No, because
dude, I just said the Raptors are going to make the finals with what? Fucking Precious Achiuwa is their 6th man.
Like keeping it objective, keeping it objective, I genuinely keeping it objective, I genuinely, again, like what you said, I don't like it. When we're pitting 2 great players to, I don't know why you need to put down one to elevate the other when they're both on their own genuinely great, right? So for that sake, I genuinely hope KD can just win one.
And on that topic, because we're not pitting greatness against greatness, I think a great player named Pascal Siakam is better than kind of like an okay player named Jason Tatum.
That's so okay. No, that's for another episode, because there's no way I'm going to dive into that one.
No, I'm joking, obviously, but good lord. Tatum,
I just hope.
I believe in you for the future, but you gotta step it up a little bit if you're ever in the finals.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kuzma won his ring, bro. I mean, let's be real. Kyle Kuzma finished the job. Jason Tatum didn't. Makes you think.
Makes you think.
It's an old Lakers graph.
Makes you think, but I just think because I'm scrolling through it right now. Like it's just I don't know why you're putting people down.
It's pointless. It's stupid. It's like
it is, and
these
I
are
just
like
hope
the same people who like thought that Steph was like his career was incomplete because he didn't have a Finals MVP, and it's like they need a new thing to jump on now because that was their whole personality for the past 7 years. It's like, well, Steph doesn't have a Finals MVP.
Mickey finished his point. Let Mickey finish his point.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I just think. Sorry, thanks, Kev. Appreciate it.
No problem.
I just think that like it would be storybook if Kevin, does win it on his own after what Steph.
I agree. It'd be pretty cool if I won. I agree.
We can finally like stop the debate because it's freaking annoying.
We can finally stop the debate because Kevin is the best.
Yes, because I don't know. 100%. Like, that's my thing. I hope, I pray that Kevin Durant is like, somehow pulls like some goat like recruiting, and then Sean Marks fires Steve Nash halfway through the season, so we can actually get a real coach, and let fingers crossed, like everyone stays healthy, like like
on every team. I'm so tired of these
injuries. I literally pray so hard, like even with like Ben Simmons, like with his back injury and whatever. Like again, all we need him to do is play defense. That's how low my expectations are for him. Like I really just need him to play defense because it's like really all we need. I just need him to like defense and rebound. And I just saw I just saw a tweet from one of my co-writers at Nets Republic. Shout out Justin Thomas if you're seeing this. This is I'm shouting you out for this one. But he said, and this comes to to health, like if even with like Kyrie's like vaccine thing, which again I didn't agree with this point with like.
Dude, it's 2:30 where I am. I'm running the stream. I gotta go to bed. I have work tomorrow.
Okay, it's my last point, and then we can end it. But even with all that, like, and with a bum Harden, like they were still number 1 seed for a little bit. And when they had that whole game together in Chicago, things looked great until Herb Jones shoved Bruce Brown into KD, and KD gets injured, and he's out for 2 months, and everything implodes. Like that's all I pray for next season's health. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me and the show. Because I know Dan's trying to go to sleep.
Before we wrap it up, just know that the Suns will take care of KD when he requests a straight here to play with Devin Booker, and will win him his ring, and it'll be fantastic, and you're gonna love it, and he's gonna win in a Valley jersey, and it'll complete his legacy.
I love you.
Devin Booker will compliment him beautifully.
No, that's Cap. That's Cap. He's gonna go to the team that beat him, so he's gonna go to the Raptors.
Oh God, Cap, please stop, bro! I fucking hate you. Don't do that. I've heard that so many times, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, you've seen that jersey swap. That one picture of him in the crusty ass jersey.
I saw someone read one tweet and like
we gotta stop. We gotta stop. You guys keep talking, but I'm so tired, man. I gotta.
But yeah, so. One quick announcement. We are having a draft show. Again, thank you all for listening, but we are having a draft show next Thursday. Tune in to everyone. And from me, from Dan, who's sleepy as hell, Kev, the Sad Sons fan, we'll see you. Yep. We'll see you next week at the draft.
Yep. See you then.
Peace.
Fantastic.
Thanks for listening. Congrats to the Warriors one more time.
Warriors.
So sad that they won.
I'm actually pretty glad. I'd rather have anyone but the Celtics, man.
Bye.
Yeah.